Am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Okay, anyone who doesn't understand English? Oh, sorry, Hindi. Everyone is? Praveen, I think you might not be comfortable. Dipti, okay.
Yes,
No,
sir, right.
I'm
I
also not.
Yep, fine. So yesterday we have started this project, right? And while creating controller, we have selected that third option where entity framework, that scaffolding will does all the things for us. Okay. Now today we are going to write all this code by ourselves. Okay. By using very basic methods. Now let's close everything. So I'm creating employee two controller, another controller I'm creating API. For now, I will go with employee empty controller. Okay. So add, we just have to specify the name of our controller. Let's say master. Now, so you can see this is the empty controller we will get. Nothing is over here. Now, first thing we have to create object of our DB context class. Okay. So for that, we have to create first object like, what is it? Employee. What's the name of it? Employee DB context. So how do we do that? Private or public? Private read only. Private read only. Our database class, we need the input. Input has been automatically added. ASP models. And normally when we create the DB context object, everyone use the same. Object will be your object name will be underscore context or underscore DB context. Fine. Then we have to create the constructor. So master controller. Public master controller. Then inside this again, we need to create an instance of this employee DB context, emp DB context. Then inside this, we need to provide the reference of this. So this dot underscore context is equal to emp DB context. Okay. So first we have to create an instance of underscore our DB context like this. Then in constructor, again, we have to inject this class and then we provide a reference to this. Sorry, no, we don't need to use this. Okay. So this is, we have successfully created instance of our DB context class into our master controller. Okay. So now when we talk about API call, so normally we have get, post, put, delete. 4 API calls are mandatory. In get, we will have one more API to get the particular record by ID. Fine. So we will start with our get API. So again, we are going to do the CRUD operation of employee table only, right? So first public. What kind of data we are going to return from employee get API of the employee? What kind of data we are supposed to return from get API?
object.
No, from get API.
List.
List, na array of object, employee array, na. So here we can go with simply list. We are going to return the list of which model we are going to return employee. So here we have to specify employee. No, wait, what is the name? Employee data. Our model name is employee data. Then your method name, get all employees, round bracket, curly bracket. Okay. So this method is giving error. Why it is giving error? What might be the error? Because we said we are going to return this now, and we are not you're returning anything. So obviously it will give error. See, not all code path return a value. Fine. So I said from this method, we are going to return the list of employees. Again, this is going to be get method. So we can write HTTP get over here. Again, we can specify the name also. So after HTTP get, round bracket, double quote, you can specify the name, get all employees. Fine. Now, where list is equal to underscore DB underscore context dot. This is our database. From our database, what table data we are going to need? So employee data dot to list. Okay. So this line will get us all the data available in our employee table, and we just have to simply return it. Return list. Okay. This is your simple GET API. Very basic one. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
This is optional. The route name you can either provide or not also. But if you don't provide the route name, it will be URL will be API/master only. So by default, GET API will execute. But if you need API/master/get all employee something, so you have to provide the route name. Fine. So this is the first API. So what is the purpose of toList? It will get all the data available in my employee table. ToList. It will get all the data, whatever data we have available in the table, it will get us everything. Fine. Now, so as I said, first one the GET API. Again, one more API will be there. That will be again GET API only, but that will return single object of employee data. So we have to specify the model only. See, it is suggesting the name also and with the parameter get employee by ID. To be more specific, int ID. Fine. Again, this is going to be our HTTP only. Square bracket HTTP get, and method name will be get employee by ID. Right? Then, so if you need all the data from your table, you will use .toList method. Vice versa to that, if you need a single record, so you need to use single or default, first or default, or find. So many methods are there. You can use any of it. Okay. So where single record is equal to underscore context dot employee data dot single or default. Okay. Single or default purpose is it will get you a single record matching with whatever the condition you pass. So inside this round bracket, you need to write arrow function operator dot with what we will compare
ID.
employee ID, no? Right? We need to compare with employee ID equal to ID, whatever the ID we get. So this syntax is similar to you from Angular,
Yes.
right? How we write in find and filter. This is one way to get the single record. Another is first record is equal to underscore context dot employee data dot, instead of single or default, now we have first or default. Again, your this code will be same. Data dot employee ID is equal to ID. This is also you can get the data. Okay, I will explain the difference also. Let me just first write. Again, we have find record underscore dot employee data dot find. Again, same thing. Okay. What it is, why it is giving error? Okay, we just need to pass the ID in case of find. That's it. Okay. Then you can return whatever, either of any of it you can return. Either you can return a single record. Okay. Still it is okay. What's the error? Okay, we didn't add the null check. Fine. Or we can return the first record or find record also. So all these three lines are going to get us a single record with whatever the ID we pass. Na, it will find the particular record and it will get us. Understood? Now, the difference, single or default. Let's say in your database table, we have element and let's say you don't have primary key. Let's open database also. Consider you don't have added primary key in your database table. Okay. So employee ID cannot be unique then. Correct. Let's say you forgot to add the primary key into your database table. So in employee ID, there can be multiple record with the same employee ID if we don't add the validation or something. Okay. And then if you write single or default, what was that employee DB? Currently, this employee ID is unique. But let's say you have two record with employee ID 22. So when you write single or default, na, so this line will break. So single or default will expect that in your table, employee ID should be unique and it will get only single record. But if you got multiple record over here, your code will break over here because single or default need only one record present with whatever the condition you pass. Then only you will use single or default. Means normally we use single or default method with the primary key only because we know primary key is unique. It cannot be duplicate, right? We cannot find two record with the same condition. Clear? If you get multiple record with this ID, your code will break over here saying multiple record found or something. Okay. This is the case with single or default. Now first or default. First or default you will use when you know whatever the condition you are passing, there might be multiple record with this condition, but you need first one. So that is first or default. Just like that, now we have one more. Let's say you have employee record, and in employee record, you have two record with matching with Pune. So you will get multiple record, but you need the first one. So Chetan will be, Chetan, it will get. So the meaning, just see the meaning, first or default. Whatever the condition you are passing it over here, whatever the record it get, either single or multiple, it will just only return the first record. Just like first or record, now we have last or default also. So what it will does, whatever the record it got, it will just return the last record. Consider if you have Pune over here, so it will return Ankit. But let's add it also. We will test it also. Again, I'm adding Kulesh. And here I will adding Pune. Okay. So instead of this API, now let it be like this. I will create one more API with matching Pune. Let's say I want to filter the record. I want to get the record by city. So here parameter will be string. Here city. Get employee by, instead of ID, we will say it as city. And here, see how it will break. Okay. City is equal to city. Here also I need to compare with city. Guys, please be on mute. City. Fine. Now let's add a debugger everywhere and let's test the API first. So in JavaScript, we don't have something like this, right? We have limited functionality which we can use on the array, but it's a backend technology. It's very rich. For everything, we have some functions already created. API slash employee master slash first API we will try. The first is get all employees. If I click on enter, my debugger will execute. Why it is not executing? One hour validation. The get employee is not valid. Why it is saying it is not valid? The value get all employees is not valid. How come? What did we do wrong? Why it is saying it is not valid? HTTP get or method name. Does it need something else? Capital small should not be issue. if we don't pass any method name, this API is getting executed, the first one. Oh, sorry, not employee master, na master. This is our controller, na. I was trying to get the master. What is our method name? Get employees. You understood the mistake, na? I was trying another controller. Fine. So now we got the debugger. F10. F10. So see in the list, you will get 3 record. Okay. All the 3 records from my table, I got it. And I'm simply returning it. Continue. See, we got the record. Clear? Now let's test the second API, that is get employee by ID. So what is it? 124 134 slash, let's say 3 I am passing. Enter. Get employee by ID. Why it is saying like this? Get employee by ID. Do we need to pass like this as a parameter? Question mark ID equal to, okay, question mark ID. Fine. So now if you see, we have got ID, whatever we pass 3 we got. Here also we got single record. See, Poonam record we got by using single or default. From first or default also we got the first record. Currently we just have 1 record with matching 3 ID. And in find also you will get the same record. Understood? So single or default, first or default, find also works the same. Based on the scenario, we have to use. Fine. Let's check the third API, which is we are trying to get the record by matching the city. Our parameter name is city is equal to Pune. Enter. Fine. So see, city we have got. Now see, in our database, we have 2 record with city. So now if we use single or default, now our code will break because single or default need only 1 record to be found. If it get multiple record now with matching condition, it will break. See, sequence contain more than 1 element. Understood this error? So see the meaning of the method. Single or default, it is expecting only 1 record to be found. But if it got multiple record found with this condition, it will give this error. Single contains more than 1 element. So when you will use single or default method?
When we have primary key.
Right? We are trying to find the record by using primary key because we know primary key is unique. It cannot find multiple record. Clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Let's comment this and let's run it again. API slash master slash question mark city is equal to Pune. Enter. What did we do?
Master.
Fine. Now if you see in first or default, see, we got the first record matching with Pune. Chetan. See, Chetan is the first record. We forgot to add last or default. Let's copy paste again. Last one. Okay, let's try it again. So see, with first or default, now even if it got multiple matching record, but it has executed, it has written the first one because we use first or default.
Masters.
No,
Copy paste first or default must last.
correct. Okay, so see, first order record will get your Pune Chetan record with the Chetan. Okay, now last one you will get the last record. What we said, tools. So see over here. No, why?
Copy paste, sir. Copy
Method not
paste.
change.
Last or default. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so we will complete this, then we will implement the Swagger also. So we don't have to manually do all this.
Progress.
Right. City is equal to Pune. Query performing last or operation must have a deterministic sort order. Rewrite the queries apply by sort order. Okay, it needs order by. Rewrites the query to apply order by operation. Let's try. Why it didn't give the compilation error? It is saying like if you are using last or default now, you need to add order by also. But how we will use order by dot? It will come the properties. It list dot order by with what you need to sort. Okay, so order by we use to add the sorting. And dot sorry order by we will order by first name. So it is saying if you are using last or default now, first you need to sort the record, then it will get you the last record. Getting it? In case of first or default, it is not asking us to add the order by. So it is saying first sort your record, then I will provide the last record. Okay, so that was the meaning of that error. Let's try. So see here, we should get it. Poonam we have got. How come Poonam?
Yeah, in the same name was coming in the previous block also.
But where is Poonam? Which table we are using? Okay, employee data. In what database? This is the other database we are checking. What was the database we created? Let's check our database. TestDB. Where is TestDB? Okay, this is our database we are using. Here we have that table. It's taking time. Okay, let it expand. So you understood when we have to use which? So if you know there are multiple record, you are going to get the multiple record with matching condition, whatever you see. So, and you need the first record. So you will use first order record, first order default. And if you need to first sort the record and you need the last record. So first you will order by, this is for sorting. Order by we use to sort the record. Okay. You are sorting by first name and then from that last record you will pick wherever we have the city. Okay. Now here this city should break, but no. Currently I think we just have one record. Oh, it got break. So see, find. So this is, I think, find we have previously it was not there. I think from 4.7 we have got. Anyone know like previously it was there, find? .NET people, find was there previously?
Yes, it was there.
Okay, it was there. Fine. So find method will only work with primary key because here see, we are not specifying which condition, which column you need to match. We are just providing the ID. So it will by default, find will only compare it with the primary key. Okay, so you cannot use find like with other than primary key column. Okay. Is that expand here? Yeah. So from here, Poonam was coming. Here city was. Okay. So see, the last record was Poonam. So we were getting Poonam. Okay. Understood all this?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So whenever you need a single record, you will either use single or default, first or default, or find. Okay. So we are done with our GET API. Then our POST API. So again, public. What kind of data we are going to return from the POST API? What type of data we should return from the POST API? Array or object? From POST API, what kind of data we should return?
Object.
Single object only, na? Right? Because we are going to get the single object, that only we need to return. So employee data only we are going to get, that only we will return. Save employee. Okay. Now this method, what parameter it will get? What type of parameter we should add it over here? Model only, na? We are going to get the model complete employee data obj like this. Let's add http post round bracket save employee. Oh, we need Postman. Let's quickly install the Postman. Everyone is aware about Postman. What is Postman?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I know it.
API for debugging the all
Testing.
structure.
We use
Yes, sir.
just previous
API testing
recent
tool.
year we have got Swagger, but previously API were tested by Postman only. Do you know who has created Postman? Anyone know who is the creator of Postman? Indian guy. Okay. I don't know the name, but 3 Indian guys are there who have created this application. Continue without. Okay. So over here we can click on new, and now we have to test our post API. Okay. Yeah. First, now how the code to insert the data. So again underscore context dot employee data dot add, and what we need to add, whatever the object you are going to get. So this object you need to pass it over here. Okay. Then underscore context dot save changes. So these two line will insert the data. Okay. And what we need to return? What we should return over here? This object
Object.
only. Okay. Let's add a debugger. Let's run it. Now we will use our Postman to test our API. Again, it is not guaranteed that every project you will work will have Swagger. Most of the project doesn't have Swagger. You have to rely on the Postman only to test the API. API, why I'm using it over here. So this is our URL. Let me show you the get API also. Dot master slash. So see here we have to select the method. Which method you are trying to access. Get employees. Send. So our debugger will execute. No, it didn't execute it. Why? URL is correct, na? Send Could not get response. Disable SSL. Okay. See, now we got it. Continue. See, we got the whatever data. Okay. Now let's duplicate it because multiple testing we have to do. Na? So here we can create multiple instances. Now our method will be post. Our method name is save employee. Now, if it is a post method, what are the parameters we need to send? What type of data? URL. And what do we need? Object. Okay. So if you see over here, we have so many options. Where should we send the object?
Body.
Body. Okay. So here we have to select raw and here we have to select JSON data. Okay. Now we need the model also. Let's get the model from the first tab. So this is the model, right? Let's copy this. Let's paste it over here. Employee ID should be 0. Whenever we are creating new record, we don't have to send the employee ID. Fine. Umesh. Kumar. Umesh. Mumbai. Fine. Now, do we have the debugger? Yes. Now, if I click on send, see, I got the debugger. And whatever the data I pass, that data I should get it over here. See. Understood? So whenever you, from you click on add button and you integrate the post here, this is how we receive the data. We got the model and then we save it into the database. Now, if you see, when we pass the object, we had that employee ID 0. But once it is successfully saved in the object only, you will get the employee ID also. See, 1002. See over here. 1002 for the Umesh. Understood? See, while explaining database, I told you, na, so it will start randomly. So see, 1, 3, 4, we might have deleted record. And after that, it has taken the 1000 series directly. Anyone remember? This was the scenario we were trying to implement. After deleting, it will take some next 1000 or 100, something like that. So see, 134, after that, it has directly taken 1002. Remember?
Yes,
Yes.
but we don't know the reason
That
behind.
reason I also don't know. We have to search. Okay. But I wanted to let you know this. And when our data grows now, we have to do the indexing. So there we properly manage these IDs. Okay. Again, indexing is not a simple thing that we can do with queries. So much complex procedure is there.
Do we have the option of soft delete here?
Yeah, soft delete means, see, what does mean by soft delete? We can create one more field, is delete, and we will just true and false flag. That is nothing but soft delete.
But this will be like manually we have to do it. There is no.
In delete API, instead of deleting the record, you will be changing the flag of particular column. That's it. But in get API, let's say is delete flag is there, and we will in get API we will get the record where is delete is false. So we
Okay.
won't get the deleted record. Okay.
Okay.
Soft delete is just a coding, no concept. Fine. So we are returning the model whatever we got. So if you check over here, see, we got the model. Understood? So this is our post API. Now just like that, put API for the update. So public, again employee data, update, employee, round bracket. Now whenever you might have also seen, whenever we use the put API, how many parameter put API has? How many parameter put API has?
One parameter.
Parameters, object
One
and the
parameter.
ID.
Right? Object and ID. Normally in put API, we will have two parameter, object and ID. Okay. So first parameter, let's say employee data, OBJ. Second parameter, our int ID. Okay. This type of two parameter we normally have with put API. Okay. Now in case of put API,
First, we need to get the particular record with matching ID. Okay, so where record is equal to, how do we get the single record? By single or default, right? Context dot employee data dot single or default ID is equal to ID. We got the single record. Then we update the field from this record. Record dot, why it is coming capital. Record dot, what field you need to update? First name is equal to, what you will pass it over here? This new object dot first name. Means in record you got the existing data. From that existing data you are updating the first name. Then record dot last name. Like this, whatever the field you want to update, you will do it. Because you might have seen while creating record, you pass some data, right? But in updating, you can only update some of the fields, not everything. Some APIs are like that. Na? Once you create, you will pass all the data. But after update, in case of update, you can only update certain number of fields. You cannot update some field. So there we have to use this approach where we can update particular field. Whatever the field you want to update, that line you will write it over here. Then underscore DB, context dot save changes. That's it. So what we did, we got the particular model from the employee data. We updated that, then we save changes. So this will run the execute query, that update from something. Return record only we need to return. So see, in our update API, how many fields we are updating? Just first name and last name. So see now. I think ID should be first parameter or what? Let's try. Our method name is this. Now instead of post, let's duplicate this. We cannot. Okay. So instead of post, now it will be put method name. And in URL, we need to pass the ID. So ID equal to the same record we updated now, 1002 we will try. Okay. And we need to pass the object also. So in object also, we need this 1002 instead of Umesh. Let's say Umesh K we will type. First name we are updating. Contact number instead of this, I will pass 9999 something. Okay. Let's try to execute. Do we have a debugger? Execute. Okay. So see, object you got. In object we have got Umesh K and the mobile number is something else. And ID also we got. So first we are trying we are getting the particular record with matching ID. We got the ID, we got the record. See, existing record, first name is Umesh. Now we are updating it with Umesh K. Okay, that's it. Now again, if you check the GET API now, you will get the proper data. First tab, send. It's there. So if you check the last record, see Umesh K has been updated, but mobile number it is saying the same. We pass 9999 something, but in the API we didn't write the code to update the contact number, so it is the same. Understood? So what are the field you want to update, that you will write it over here. Clear? This is update. Again, this ID is optional because in the object we get the ID. Instead of passing this ID, object.employee ID also we can pass. But normally with put API, we keep one parameter also, which record you are going to update and the object. I know in the object also we got the employee ID, but still we ask a user to send this. Okay, understood? Okay, so now last one is the delete one. So public delete employee. Oh, sorry, return type. Now from delete API, what type of model we should return, or what else we can return from delete?
Boolean.
Boolean value we can return, true or false. So let's return Boolean value. delete employee. We are going to get ID. So this will be HTTP delete. Delete by ID. Now, whenever we have to delete, first we need to get the record. Okay. Data underscore context dot employee data dot single or default m dot employee ID is equal to ID. We will get a particular record. Then underscore context dot employee data dot we need to remove it. So remove, and this object you need to pass whatever the object you get data over here. And then you need to run underscore db dot save changes like this. And here you can return true. Okay. And here we can add try and catch. Okay. I haven't explained, but because if we pass ID which doesn't exist, so it will throw the exception. So that's why I'm using this. And if we don't got the record matching this, so it will go to the else block, and from else we will return false. We will test this both scenario. Okay. Let's add a debugger. Continue. Delete employee. So if we check the table, so we have 134,102. Let's passing the 10 record ID. Okay. Instead of put, we have to use delete, our method name, and ID is equal to, let's say I'm passing 7. Now in my table, I don't have a record with matching 7 employee ID. Okay. Let's see what happens. So now my singular default will break now because I don't have a record also. So if in singular default, if we pass the ID and that ID doesn't exist, so we will get null over here. See? Okay. Now here, I think it should break or not. Yeah, it got break. See, it got into the catch. Okay. And from catch, we are returning false. See, the return type we got false because whatever the ID we passed was not there. Let's pass the, what was that ID? 1002. Continue. Now we will get the record. See, we found the record. It is not null. So now it will delete it and we are simply returning true. See, we got the true. And again, if we check the get API, that Umesh record will be removed. Okay. Understood? So this is our delete API. So this is very basic code. What you should be aware when very basic code. We have not added try catch and anything or proper data returning type. Very basic code we have written. Understood?
So this is .NET Core API, right?
Yes.
So how it is different from MVC API? I see the
Same.
same code.
See, how we used to write in MVC. See, it's again, what is this? Whatever we have written. Is
C#
this
code.
C# only? So in MVC also C# was there, in the core also C# was there, correct?
Yes.
So it's basically C# only. It just framework keep changing. The folder structure and everything is changing. Remaining code is the same, na? The
Coding
same
will
code
be
you
same
might,
in core.
yeah, same code was there in MVC also. Nothing difference.
Yes. Yes.
This was the same code. If you find the MVC API, na, this same code will work over there also. Because ultimately it's a C# only. Code is not going to change.
Okay. So coding wise, there is no difference in
No
MVC
difference.
API and core API.
No difference. Yeah, obviously means
Folder
some
structure will change.
coding structure will change. In MVC, when we used to upload the file into a particular folder, it was very easy. But in ASP.NET, we have to do some extra things if we are going to upload a folder into, if we are going to upload a file in particular folder. Some things are changed, but remaining basic CRUD API has the same code.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to implement this code, the same code in MVC,
Same you can
then
just copy
only
paste.
only one thing you have to add the view only.
No. He was
Otherwise,
asking about
In
MVC.
API,
In MVC,
any
there is no view.
MVC,
means
No, no.
in web application also this same code will work, but we don't have to return the list, right? Return view, and inside that we will pass this list. Same code will work. He was talking about MVC API. In MVC, we can create the API also. Just like we are writing API in .NET Core.
The
Na?
web API. I was talking about the
Yeah,
web API.
same web API or API. Okay, this is also web API only, na?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Okay.
fine. So that's why I said if you understand this, now MVC is also same, because there are project which where MVC means project started when MVC was there, so APIs are still in MVC only, right? So if you because basically C# code is there. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So shall we continue or stop?
Continue, sir.
continue.
One
Sir,
second, sir.
yesterday you told us you will implement the same code with Angular also.
Okay, Angular. No, just we have done the integration by using this, na. So either you hit your API from Swagger or Angular, same thing. So we have to take a break. Okay. So it's we will connect again at 8:50. Fine.
Sir, we'll do versioning today. Yes.
Versioning, I first need to explain, understand how do we implement the versioning. Then
Okay.
first we will just complete the basic things. Then we will go with the version. Okay. So let's take a break and we will connect at 8:50. Let's start. Let's implement the Swagger also. Swagger. Just a minute, let me check. Yeah, it is already there. Okay. So for implementing Swagger, you don't have to install any package or something. By default, now it is there. Okay. So how come it is already there? We added it. Have I explained this Swagger?
No,
No.
But this project we yesterday only create, na? How it is over here? Yesterday, what project name we created? Employee or something else? Core API, na? Yesterday we created.
Yes, sir.
Let's copy paste that code also. Controller, master controller, which we have created. Master. We will copy the code from over here. Employee master. Model, I think change. Okay. So I'm just changing everything. Fine. Okay. So this was the project we started yesterday. So in this project, we have employee controller and the master controller, and weather is also there. Now, how do I implement the Swagger? So if you go to program.cs, here in app, you can see app dot, sorry, first we need to implement the Swagger. I was checking course. So if you have to implement the course, you need to implement the pack, you need to install the package that is for Swagger. Okay. So you need to go to NuGet package manager, manage, Swagger. Where is Swashbuckle? Swashbuckle. Let me find which package we need to install.
Swashbuckle.
Core one or the normal? Let's check. Swashbuckle ASP.NET Core, annotation, and Swagger chain. 3 packages we need to install. So Buckle. Let's search it by name properly. Swashbuckle ASP.NET Core. This is the first package. Okay. So select the project and click on install. Apply, accept, and then annotation. Install. Then third one, Swagger chain. Okay. So we have installed all the required dependencies for the Swagger. Okay. Swashbuckle core, annotation, and the Swagger chain. Fine. So once you install the package, then you have to go to the program.cs. And over here, you need to first enable it. Okay. So let me just find it. First, app.useSwagger we have to implement. It's just instruction saying like in my app, I'm going to use my, we need to remember the after add MVC now. But here we have map controller also. Let's see after that app dot use Swagger. Okay. Then app dot Swagger UI we need to pass. Yeah, Swagger UI. Let's copy. Let's paste it over here. Okay. Now, if we run, we should be able to access our Swagger. So by default, it will go to that controller. No, while attempting Swagger, unable to resolve service. Why? Unable to resolve service for type, patch buckle provider. Do we need to add it? Let's search it. Why this error is there? Okay, in configuration service, do we need to add it or what? Let's try to add it in configuration service. Earlier, we need it in the latest one. Okay, so in builder service, we need to allow it also because it's a service. So just like we have done for the DB context now, just like that, we have to do it for this also. Let's start again. So swagger slash index.html. So see, you got the swagger. Okay, so we have employee controller, master controller, and the weather forest. Now, if I check get employee master, execute, our get API got executed. See, you got the data. So you just need to implement, you just need to install the package, and after installing, you just need to enable this thing into our program.cs. First, you need to register our service, that is SwaggerGen service. Then in app configuration, Swagger UI, and inside Swagger UI, this is just a, we can get a JSON file also. So if you see the Swagger at the top, you can see whole JSON of whatever the API, whatever object, whole JSON you can get. See, so this is the configuration for that. So whatever the APIs you get it like that. And you, instead of Postman, you can test it over here also now. And again, it's a one-time thing. We are not going to do it again and again. Okay. Now with this, has anyone saw API in your project? Here you can filter the controller. Anyone have seen Swagger like that? Here you can select the particular controller. If you check my API, so in this particular domain, I have around so many APIs, so many controllers are there, right? So sometimes once you work on a project, there might be multiple controller, but after some days it might get difficult not to filter it out. Getting it? Let's say someone asks you to search particular, it will be very difficult to filter it out. Correct? Getting it? What I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So instead of showing all the controller one by one, we can add a filter over here, like which particular controller I need to see. Okay. So that also we can do. For that, we need to write some specific code, not code also, just configuration. Okay. Let me just get that. I have done that in our e-commerce projects. So our e-commerce project, stock API. Fine. So on every controller, now you are going to group the API. Okay. So here you can see, this is the flag API Explorer setting group name card. So whatever the controller name you have, you just have to provide a unique group name. So this you will provide on the controller. So let's say if we go on the controller like this. So this is our employee. So employee, then same thing into our master also. And third one was weather forest. So over here also on the controller, we are providing the grouping name. Okay. So first thing, on every controller, you need to add this thing, group name. Then in program.cs, instead of this, now we have to make some changes also. So when we register our service, we have to register like this. So let's copy.
builder.services. Add Swagger Gen. Then what are the controller you said you have? Wait, why we are getting error? Yeah. Let me fill. How do we format over here? How do we format
Control K, Control D.
Control K, Control D only, no?
Yes, sir.
No, it's not formatting. Okay, let it be. Fine. So in builder.service, instead of using this now, we are providing, while initializing that Swagger, we are providing like what are the groups name you have to group. Okay. So first is like whatever the group name you given over here. So this name you have to use it over here and some title also. Employee EMP API. This is first one, comma, second object. Wait, we missed something. What was the syntax? We are completing this. After that, this. Okay. So this we started over here. So this should be completed like this. And then object we will complete. Okay. Fine. Why we are getting error? What are we missing? This is starting, closing, semicolon. Why we are getting error? Do we need something else?
Semicolon, sir.
Where? Where semicolon?
Round bracket after this. No, no,
Okay,
no. See
round
here.
bracket. Yeah.
Remove the round bracket above. Yes.
Still, this is first. Then like
Yeah,
this.
this.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So this is first curly bracket we have to complete, then this round bracket. Okay. So this is one option. Then second, and currently we just have three controller, right? Whatever the group name you have specified, that group name same you have to provide it over here also. Employee master API, whatever the name you want to give, that you can give. And third one was weather. So your controller name can be anything. Okay. And in group name, you can put it anything. This is just to filter it out. Okay. So in Swagger Jane, you have to create your object like that. Like what is the group name you are going to use, title, version, whatever you have to specify. Then over here, where it is, while using Swagger Jane, you have to provide the JSON also, because see, if by default we get all the API in one single JSON, but if you are grouping it, now your JSON file will be separate for every controller. Okay. So for that, inside this, let's copy. How many API we said? Employee. So employee.json, employee vendor. Our master group, master.json, and our weather. Okay. Let's try save and let's run it now. We should be able to see the filter now. Error is there. Why we have the error? Let's check. It's not showing error also for not found swagger dot. Okay. So we removed this now. So we don't need this now because swagger.json is not there now. Because we have specified we are grouping it now. Let's rerun again.
Swagger. Still, let's check. Why it is still able to find Swagger? It is why it is trying to find Swagger.json. Okay, at the end we need it. Mhm.
So there is a vendor you have written as a controller.
Okay. Do we need to pass the vendor name? Yeah. Copy pasted, no? So your controller name employee. Then our master. And your weather forest. Let's save and try again. No, still, why we are getting this error? Same Swagger not found. This Swagger we have an option also. Okay, we don't need Swagger UI. Let's try to remove it.
First URL has space before employee.
Let's try first. Now it got, now error got changed. Okay. Still, why it is not able to find employee.json? Now we got the controller, but in respective controller, we are not able to load the JSON. Fetch error, response status is 404 for master.json. Why it is giving error like that? Swagger.json. Here we need Swagger, not your group name. Let's run now. Now it is coming. So see, if I select master, only master API is visible. Weather, only weather. Again, with weather is something wrong. Anyway, so employee, master. Okay. So this is how you add the filter also at the top. Same API will work the same way, just how it was working previously. Just instead of showing all the API in one go, we are just adding a filter at the top. So we can select the particular controller and all the API from that controller will be visible. Understood?
सर एक बार स्वैगर का फिर से एक बार ब्रीफ कर दीजिए कैसे कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करें.
So first you have to implement three packages: core, annotation, and the Swagger gen. Three packages you need to install. Once you install that in your program.cs, what you need to do, this was the extra thing we have done. Previously, it was like this only, Swagger gen. That's it, right? This was we have done for grouping, for filtering thing. Okay. And after that, use Swagger and use Swagger UI. Even if you don't use this now, let's start app.swagger UI. Let's try to go with normal like this. Let's see what it does. Let's comment this also. So now we need that JSON file, I think. Over here.
previously there was some code.
Yeah,
You have deleted.
this one only. So we cannot use just the method. We need to provide the JSON format, JSON file also, which we are going to export. Still, what was the code we removed? Swagger UI. And this function was also needed like this. No operation defined spec. What did we miss? At the top we did like this. Then use Swagger UI. Inside this. That's it we did, na? Use Swagger. Nothing else.
Add Swagger gen code is not required.
Where?
Upside you have commented the code.
No,
Add
this was
Swagger
required,
gen.
na? Otherwise it was giving that services dependency injection error. We also added that. What is wrong now? Let's control Z. Okay, on the controller level, we have added that, na? We added the group name, na? So we cannot go with the normal way then. That was the error. Let it be. Okay. So see what things we have to do for implementing the Swagger. If you need the basic one, what you will do? Service Swagger gen service you will implement first over here. Okay. Then you will just add this thing with this only line, this Swagger only. So these are the two things only. Once you install the package, in the services, you need to implement your Swagger gen service. Then in app, you just need to enable the use Swagger and the Swagger UI with this JSON option. These two things. After that, if you need the filter for the controller, then you are going to do all these things. In every controller, you will provide your group name, whatever the group name you want to show. Then those group name you will create it over here. Whatever the group name you provide over here, that group name you have to provide it over here. Okay. Then like that in use Swagger also, instead of a single JSON, now you have to provide a multiple controller JSON like this. Here you will pass your group name and the swagger.json. So your respective controller JSON will be also provided. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how we implement the Swagger. Let's run it properly. Again, this is also one-time thing, but if you have the filter now, every time you create the new controller, you need to add a group name and you need to add that in your startup.cs, okay, program.cs. So this is the extra thing you need to do. Every time you create new controller, in new option you will add, and over here also new JSON you will add. Okay, but if you don't have that controller now, that's it. You just do it one time, you don't have to touch it. But if you need the filter, every time you need to do this one more thing. Clear? Okay. So we have completed very basic, how do we write the basic API? So with one table only, we have done the CRUD operation. Now in next session, we will just move ahead and
We will try to use the join. Here we are returning all the data from our employee master. Let's say I want to return particular number of data from one API. How do we insert data into multiple table, single with single to single, single with multiple? That we will see. Okay. Fine, everyone. Okay.
स्विगर यूआई पे थोड़ा जाइए सर.
कहाँ पे?
स्विगर यूआई एग्जीक्यूशन के बाद
रन करूँ?
हम्म.
बोलो.
ये इधर create employee ID. So we have created
Three get API, no? One is with employee master, another method is get employee, and one is for getting particular record. See, employee. We have three get API. This is first one, which is going to get us all the record. This is another second one, and third one is with one parameter where we are going to return particular record. That's why we have got three get APIs. This was the doubt?
No. Not yet.
What was the doubt?
No, actually, I want to just see when I saw this frigate, just I want to see whether we have created three,
No,
so
this was
it is there.
existing
Yeah.
controller. Our controller was master, which we created. Let's shift to master. So see in master, get all employee by ID, get all by city. These three get API we created now.
Correct.
Save, update, and the delete one. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I will share the code and recording too.
सर रिकॉर्डिंग यूट्यूब पे रहेगा कि आप शेयर कर रहे हो?
नहीं, ये लोकल पे है मेरा. यूट्यूब जूम का एग्जॉस्टेड है, तो यूट्यूब पे डालना पड़ेगा.
तो सर प्रीवियस वाला भी वहीं डाल दीजिए फिर.
प्रीवियस वाला भी वहीं पे डाला है.
नहीं, ये दो ही एक या दो सेशन है. प्रीवियस का जो हुए हैं वो भी वहीं है.
कहाँ पे है? लोकल में था. ठीक है, मैं डाउनलोड करके मर्ज करके यूट्यूब पे डालता हूँ.
हाँ सर, स्टार्टिंग से जिससे सब वो एक ही जगह रहे.
ओह, ठीक है.
Sir, in YouTube, can you make it a playlist?
हाँ, वही पहले मुझे गैदर करना पड़ेगा सारे
Okay.
लोकल में थे या फिर जूम पे थे.
Session 1, session 2 करके तो पता
बट
चल.
ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कल से जो अपन ने स्टार्ट किया ना, बिकॉज प्रवीण यू आर अ .NET डेवलपर ना ऑलरेडी.
हाँ, मैं technical manager for a .NET team.
You basic thing you already know, right?
Yeah.
What we started from yesterday, that is only important.
Yeah. I'm just
You're a technical
revising my
manager
concept. Yeah.
for
I'm
.NET
just
or what?
yeah, Angular and .NET Core.
Okay. Company?
Now Info Systems, Bangalore.
Okay. Fine. It's like I have only 8 years of experience. So many
Okay.
people are there who has more experience than me now.
Naughty. It's fine. I'm born and brought up Mumbai only.
Yeah. Okay. Fine, guys.
Bye.
Let's connect on Saturday. Bye.